Now that I'm on my learning journey page, I'd like to take a closer look at what my individual students are doing. So for this course, notice that there's only one milestone. That's okay. It just depends on how your course is set up. So for math and ELA, you might have multiple grade levels, or for science, you might just have one or two. It's totally okay, and you're always welcome to switch to the course map view if that is more intuitive. So on the milestones view, I'm going to hover over my student avatars. On a quick look, I can see none of my students have spent time working today, but I'd like to take a closer look at what Monica has been doing over the last several weeks. So I'm going to click on her name, and now I can see Monica's learning journey. So she has the same milestone 1, as I do on my class level learning journey. And I can see that Monica's overall score on average is a 64%. So as her teacher, that's slightly concerning to me. So I'm going to click on the milestone to expand it and see the lessons she's been working on and the score she's been getting. So she hasn't worked on many of these earlier lessons, and that could either be because she's chosen to work out of order, or I've directed her to do so based on what we're covering in class. But I can see here 3 lessons in a clump that are completed. We have weather versus climate, the Earth, Moon, Sun system, and seasons and the sun. So I can see that the weakness here is heaviest with the Earth, Moon, and Sun system. So to get a little bit more information on what Monica has been doing with this lesson, I'm going to click on the score, and that expands the lesson. So I can see that the lesson has 2 parts, a collection, which is resources and interactives and practice questions, and a CFU, or check for understanding, that assesses mastery. So I can see that Monica spent 7 minutes and 23 seconds on the collection. I can see that there were 5 resources and 2 questions. So right off the bat, I'm not sure this is enough time for her to really have used those resources to her advantage. So I'd like to take a closer look at what those resources were to really gauge whether or not 7 minutes is enough time to spend on them. To do this, I can click on 7 minutes and 23 seconds, the time recording here, and I get a quick report of the collection. So I can see the intro, Earth, Moon, Sun is a document upload. If you'd like to view it, you can click on it. Monica only spent 2 seconds on this. On the next resource, she spent 4 seconds. She spent a bit more time on a video, which was resource 2, and about a minute or 2 on the other 2 resources, one of which was an interactive resource. There were also 2 practice questions. She answered one of them correctly and one of them incorrectly. So my first suggestion when working with Monica is that this isn't enough time and that she should go back and review the collection and the resources in it to really get a better feel for the material. I can also click on the 50% to see what Monica did on the check for understanding and which questions she got right and wrong.